I'm going to talk about goals. And again, my man Denzel, he's all over this. And I like this caption. It's like, you're telling me you want to lose weight, but you don't want to work out or eat right. So what's that got to do with investing? It's got everything to do with investing. It's your goals. Whatever your financial goals are, you've got to be doing a certain amount of certain things, right? And of course, a lot of investing does involve putting money in and doing certain things to ramp that up. And so we're going to be looking at that in a minute. So question to everybody on this call, what is your investment goals? I know we're coming towards the end of the year, and a lot of people, for a lot of people, they want to, maybe see the back of 2020 like ASAP, right? And they may just want to put enough money together and just have a great blowout party or whatever, right? Christmas or whatever it floats your boat. But the whole investment group is designed to grow, ideally, fundamentally, your Bitcoin. Okay, and so my 2 cents would be, don't spend all your Bitcoin. Okay, and we'll be looking a bit into that on tonight's training. So make your own notes of whatever that is. I'm just going to put certain things out there, and then we can look around that. All right. But yeah, this will be recorded, and so that this will be posted. And so just maybe a few things that are out there that may not be in your remit. Okay, we all know we want to make money, right? But what's the financial goal? What does it look like for you? What does that money allow you to do? So does it allow you to have an emergency fund, something to fall back on? We know we're in this season of pandemic, COVID, or whatever they want to call it, right? And so make no mistake, we have to be really good with the money that we have and grow it and keep it away from the normal channels. Just have something that you're growing, whether it's crypto, whether it's gold, silver, whatever it is, right? But have a plan of where you're going to be doing with that money. And so coming out of debt, which is obviously a key thing. Maybe retirement, early retirement, planning for that, getting yourself properly insured. And of course, number 5 is what we're all part of, creating multiple streams of income. That's one thing I know we all have in common. By you being on this call, we know that you're already part of the investment group, and you may be part of some of the programs that I've been sharing. So again, before I go into the nitty gritty, just some things that you may want to be thinking about. Where do you want to be in the next 30 days? Maybe by the end of this year financially. Where do you want to be in a year from now? I mean, I'm going to mute my phone. 12 months. What does 12 months look like? What are you doing right now with your money? Is that going to allow you in 12 months' time to reach your goals? So we know the programs we're part of, all of them have great opportunities to make great amounts of money. A lot of money. And where do you want to be with your bank, your bills, your mortgage, your college fund, your family? Time freedom. Okay, so we're doing all of this. We know for the most part is for time freedom, allowing us to have that time with our loved ones. In fact, because of this whole lockdown situation, probably having time that we didn't think we were going to get. But it's going to cost money, right? It's going to take money to be able to ride this storm and the other storms that are about to come, right? So of course, when do you want it? I'm sure everybody wants it like yesterday, have that financial goal realized already. And of course, the sooner we start, the sooner we're going to get there. And so collectively, these are just things that if you haven't written them down before, if you don't know what your financial goals are, guess what? You probably never hit them. And so it's really important. I realize every week I do this different trainings and stuff. And it's like, if the foundation is not there, it's like, you will never get there. And I was I was either watching something or reading something, and they were talking about that. Actually, it was a program I like watching, and they were talking about these 2 different people, and they had so much stuff going on, and so much in common, but they never had a foundation, and so it just fell apart. And so hopefully this will be a base for your financial blueprint. Okay, so we're going to talk about what Bitcoin is. There is lots of different channels, but of course, if you're brand new to this world of crypto, you fundamentally is knowing what Bitcoin is and how that's going to positively help you reach those financial goals we're talking about. So again, if you're brand new to Bitcoin, put a 2 in the chat so that I know, and I'll put some links in the what's it called, the chat when I'm done. So that's really kind of key here. But there's a short video here. I won't go through it. I don't have time tonight to really play that. Let's just move on. So of course, okay, great. So we've got some feedback there. So you got those of you who are brand new to Bitcoin. What you need to do, what you need to be doing. I'm going to be talking about my situation as it pertains to some of the training that's going on. Is, of course, we need to acquire Bitcoin in the first place. So I had a call with somebody just earlier today, and they were looking at one of the programs we're part of, Cash FX. And so they were looking at one of the packages, and I was saying to them, what you want to do, you know, ideally, he's not ready to get started right now, but I was saying to them, what you want to do is just acquire some Bitcoin. All right, so buy some, you know, if the package that you want is $300 or $500, just put away whatever you can right now in crypto, so that by the time you get to that point, for him would be around January, who knows, the value of your Bitcoin may have increased quite a bit for, you know, between now and, of course, our goal, and I'll show you on a chart in a minute, is that we want Bitcoin to keep progressing the way it's been. So we'll talk about where it's sitting at right now, where it's been, and why a lot of people are excited about where it's going to be going, the potential of where it's going to go this year. So just by doing that one action, by storing Bitcoin in a wallet, you'll be in a position to obviously acquire that, turn your paper money, your fiat money into Bitcoin, and then utilize it. And so there's many ways in which you can do that. You can have cold storage, okay? And when I was out of the country, I've got this thing called a ledger, right? It's just like a USB stick. Plug it in, you know, standard USB cable, you plug it in, but this is where you will store your crypto. This is by far one of the best ways of storing lots of money safely. The safety level on that is pretty high, as you can see. You got your online wallets, right, which a lot of us have our money in, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, most things out there have a way of being compromised, hacked and stuff like that. So, you know, you always want to be in a position where you don't put all your eggs in one basket, just like we're doing with the investment club. You don't want to put all of your money in one company. And when I was out the country, I was pretty much doing that because I didn't have my ledger, and I like the flexibility of what I was able to do with the wallet that I primarily use, which is Wirex. But I'm going to bring you guys up to date on certain things that's happening out there. And of course, paper wallet, if you can put it on a paper wallet, this is your private key, by the way, that you get. You put that on a paper wallet and store that somewhere, and maybe just have that, you know, in a secure place. That's ultimately fantastic, because you can't hack a paper, but you've got to be able to keep it safe, and, you know, keep a couple of copies of that in safe places. But it's all about spreading your risk, right? Not putting it all in one basket. I learned many years ago that the rule of thumb with online wallets was a week's wages that you would put on there. Now, if you're because a lot of us are using a lot of money to invest in different programs, from CFX, Mirror Trade, or whatever, we're putting our money into those companies for them to, you know, make money, and for us to pull that money out. But if you're going to be storing money, what we call hodling, keeping money for a certain period of time, you want to think about a ledger, a Trezor, and one of those that will allow you to do the cold storage, okay, aspect. You know, there's no Wi-Fi that's going to just hack into that, right? So that's the old, for me, one of the ultimate way of storing it. And even if you lost this, you know, as long as you've got the private key, that's the most important thing with all of this, is having access to the private key, that it's going to keep your funds safe. All right, so we're going to look at that, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin being on the bull run. Now, I did this slide that you're going to see, where Bitcoin was 12,000, just over $12,000, literally about 2 weeks ago. The last week's training, Bitcoin was at 13,500. Now Bitcoin has pushed around 14,000. So let's have a quick look at that. I'm going to quickly flick from this to, I don't like death by PowerPoint. We will flick back to that in a minute. And I'm going to for those who wasn't on the call last week, who wasn't on the training? I know there's some people, because some people are brand new, that wasn't on the call last week, right? Because I do want to revisit a lot of what I shared on that and build upon it, because there was a lot of information. First and foremost, I use a browser called Brave. And okay, thanks, Charlene. There may be a few of you, I know a few of you guys that weren't on there as well. What I like about Brave, and I use a multiple amounts of different browsers when I'm trading, and I want to have multiple screens. I may use a different browser. All right, and we're going to show you how you can start earning from a browser as well. But this browser, Brave, I'm going to set it as my default. I like it for its plugins for us crypto people. Plus, it allows you to earn crypto. How about that? So let me just check this, show you how this works. They have built-in trackers, right? You know, when you're online, things follow you, right? You're thinking, oh my gosh, I was there already, and now they're kind of reading my mind. Well, you're actually giving them permission to read your mind, because they've got a tracking cookie on your computer. So when you go to another website, guess what? That is following you. Now, the nice thing with this is that it has that built-in tracker and blocker thing, right? It shows you how, you know, it's going to reduce the amount of bandwidth you use when you're online. Okay. And yeah, well, 3 minutes, save 3 minutes of my life, which is fantastic. You can add all of these different, you know, cryptos and stuff to your desktop quite nicely, very easily. You can have your live account here if you want, and have it hidden, stuff like that. Gemini, which is another exchange, bitcoin.com, crypto.com. I'll be talking about crypto.com in more detail. And so you've got this one here, Binance, as we know. So let's just have a quick look at this, guys. I want to go through why I like this browser, and then I want to talk about those of you who have got the promo pages and the update that's happened fairly recently, right? So you'll see on here on the right hand corner, you've got Brave rewards, and hopefully my internet is saying it's unstable. Hopefully it's coming out all right. I've not done much with this, guys, I'll tell you that straight. You can buy BAT as an asset. Yeah, my account's verified. They use Uphold, which is another browser, another wallet, I should say, to be able to do that. So once you sign up with Brave, and we'll talk about basic attention in a minute, you've got this rewards that they give you. So they're going to give you their, you know, BAT asset. So let's have a look at that. Well, you know, I've not done much. You see, I've done not much here. Sadly, no tokens yet. Okay, so there's many ways in which I can do that. I could, for example, I can watch ads. Now, the ads that they're going to have on their website is not just going to, like some websites, it's just like everywhere you go, there's banners and all that. It's not like that. It's very non-intrusive. So you'll see it on when you know, when I go to my site here, there might be an ad popping up for a company that I may be interested in. All right. And they're just going to tell me, they're going to tell me how I tell them how many I want to see. I want to see 5 ads an hour. I want to see 1 an hour. So I've just set it to 5. Like I said, I don't use this that often. And there's different ways in which you can accumulate this. So I showed last week why I'm not buying it. I wasn't buying it personally right now, but if they're going to give me it as a reward, why not, right? I don't mind. And the more crypto I get, the better. So this is one nice way of getting it. You can also plug in your crypto wallets. All right. So if you've got a wallet with let me just log in here. If you've got an ERC20 compliant wallet, like MetaMask, for example, help if I remember the password. Like MetaMask is an example. You can have that as an I'm not sure if this is gonna work right now, but you can have that plugged in here. And so another way of you just keeping an eye on your assets all from one place. Okay, and so it looks like this is going to work. So if you want to have that plugged in, you just literally click on crypto wallets, it will let you plug in with your details, and you'll be able to access your Ethereum, for example, account on here. So I'm going to leave that as it is. Don't want to go into too much depth there. So this is showing me I can transfer my BAT to my BAT into here, my Ethereum. I've got Ethereum in other wallets. I could basically import them into Brave and have them in this browser. So it's just all underneath one place, okay? And as I was sharing last week, and I'll post this in the chat here, in the chat function, that you can go to basic attention token. This is what there is, and this is, they'll tell you about it. You can download their browser, just learn about their project, okay? They're going to be around a very long time, and how you can actually benefit from it through digital advertising. All right, so it's very cool. FAQs and all that kind of stuff, right? So we're going to have a look at that in right now. Actually, let's look right now. I'm going to go to CoinMarketCap. All right, so those of you that have been on my Monday nights, you know that I always like to look at the market and see what the market's up to. And so we're going to have a look at that coin. We're also going to look at Bitcoin and just see where we are in regards to that, right? Which is kind of the crux of what I want to talk about tonight. Now, my location here is the internet is pretty rubbish. So we'll get through this one way or the other. So on CoinMarketCap, they even give you an option to, you can earn what they call these helium coins, tokens. So again, you can register, you can start earning, or just say no thanks. I'll leave it there for now. I'll come back to that. Just say no thanks for now, and I'll come back to that. So with CoinMarketCap, we're going to look at any asset we were interested in. We can do a search on. So recent search, guess what I did last week? I searched for BAT, and here I go. I'm gonna have a look at it and see what it's up to. So let's that roll for a second. Just mute the lines, just in case you guys, if you need to ask me anything, just feel free to unmute the line. I mean, type in the chat rather than unmuting the line, so I can focus on what I'm doing. So you can see here that it's about 2 cents for this coin, right? 2 cents. So that had a little bit of an increase there as a coin. So BAT may be worth going into, right? Getting your hands on that. But of course, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's dominance in the market right now is 65%. So the market is, which has always been the case, is always dominating. It was around 50-odd%. Now it's 65%. Okay, as it rallies up and makes more money, it's even more of its share of the market. You can just basically download that browser from that basic attention token.org website, which is in the chat group. All right, so let's have a look at Bitcoin. We can see Bitcoin is up 12% from 7 days ago, okay, in value. Ethereum is up nearly 6% from the last week. So we can see the market is really becoming really bullish. But I want to show you something. Whilst we are primarily using Bitcoin to join these programs and these investments, I want to show you what you can be doing as alongside it, based on where you store your money. Now, when I was out of the country, I was using my Wirex account a lot. Okay, a lot more than probably I may have done because of the card and stuff like that. But guess what? They wrote to me. Didn't know this. They wrote to me on September the 25th, asking me for certain details, like my bank details, where the money's coming from. They wanted to know my tax information, like loads of stuff, right? I'm like, you guys are, way up in my business. But I didn't see that initial email anyway. I didn't see it until October the 19th when they decided to actually block my account. And just when I literally just done a withdrawal from CashFX and put a whole bunch of money in there, that's when they decided to pull the trigger. So I say that to say this: diversification is key in holding your money. Like, you know, if you work with a 1 week rule of thumb, then, you know, that's pretty good, right? Anything that you're going to store, keep it in a ledger or have it in another wallet. And so I started to use another wallet a lot more. And I'm going to be introducing you to that. And as I go through this training, so there's some phenomenal coins here, guys, that you can put your money into. We know, for those of you who've heard about the next phase in the investment strategy, we know you need to get some Tron. Tron is even dropped down even cheaper than it was a week ago. So Tron is really, really cheap right now. So in December the 15th, the new program is going to get launched. So based on how much you want to start with, you need at least $100 worth of Tron. So at some point between now and December the 15th, you know, store some Tron. Yes, even the baby agrees. All right. And so I'm going to be talking about crypto.com. Those of you who's heard of crypto.com already, I've briefly spoken about them, but I came across them earlier this year and I didn't really use them that much, but I started to use them a lot more in Canada, especially after Wirex started to do what they were doing. Now, I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to share my screen because I want to show you something with these guys in a minute. You have to download their app. You can't do what I'm doing on the browser, web browser. So I'm going to try and go to my phone and log in and show you that in a minute. But right now, their coin, like it's dirt cheap, right? Okay, a year ago, some fantastic. So it's dirt cheap right now. It's like 0.007, right? It's not even a cent. So it's come down from its lofty heights. Excuse me. So just have a quick look at crypto.com because we're gonna utilize them as a wallet you can use. So you can see here their value, like they took a bit of a hit, and as of the 2nd of November, sorry, they've changed certain things in how you can earn from the company. So I think they've made about $3 billion in the lot. $3 billion they've actually raised. So they're doing pretty well as a company. So we're going to be looking at that. If I go to the website, and again, in any of these programs, right, any of these projects, you can just click on the website directly from crypto coin market cap, and it will take you in there. So I want to quickly look at them, and then we're going to log in, and we're going to show you how you can be earning on your money in very, very relatively short time frames, whilst you're maybe wanting to grow your money and put it into other things and stuff like that, right? So this is crypto.com. They've got their massive project. You can see here. In fact, I don't want to go into so much that. I literally just want to go into crypto.com. Chainlink is a massive project, which I think that may be where they're going to be heavily getting involved with. So crypto.com allows you to earn on the money that you've got in, just like a lot of other wallets. And it's an exchange, and their coin, the CRO coin, like I showed you, is very cheap right now. So you'll need to have the app, okay, installed. You can buy a lot of cryptos and you can hold a lot of cryptos as well. And they give you cash back on their cards. So you want to spend your money, they give you a card. Fortunately, I don't think they have a card available in Canada, but they in the UK, Europe. Okay, you've not used it yet. You can buy these, right? You invest in these different cards. Now these cards, you can get it shipped for free and stuff, right? And they want you to stake a certain amount of crypto CRR coins in order for you to basically be able to have their Visa card, and it's worth doing. So even if you haven't done it as of yet, there's many different ways in which you can go and easily buy and store your money from when you're making money from different projects. So I've started to change a lot of my money out from going into my Wirex account, obviously, because I can't log into Wirex, which is one reason. But the other reason is that, hey, I could actually use these and actually get into some of the other assets that I knew about, but I wasn't really taking advantage of, right? So I'm going to quickly log in a minute on that. So you can literally, whoever's invited you onto tonight's Zoom, if you haven't got an account, go back to them. There is a referral program. And so if I've invited you, I'll send, you could use my link, but get back, whoever's invited you, get the link from them, because they used to do a $50 referrals, now $25 that they give you in their coin, and you can utilize that, all right, for whatever you want to use. So on the same breath, on your money, now Binance have got very short opportunities here for you to earn, and what they call staking on your crypto. So I spoke last week about some of these flexible plans here. Okay, this one here is insane, but I know this is a bit of money. And then you can just have it locked in for a certain amount of time period, a fixed time period, right? I think some of these were like, yeah, this one here is like 7 days duration, and they give you 5% APR. Now, this is what they call a stable coin, USDT, which is basically the same value of a dollar. These ones here, 12% for 60 days. Okay, so you can tap into some of these just by utilizing the money that you're making from these projects and have that working for you. Okay, stake some of your Bitcoin and earn 7.49. So basically they're saying to you, if you're prepared to just not pull your money out of, let's say, DIA, keep it in DIA for 60 days, we're going to give you 12% on top of your money. And you can do this with so many different assets, right? And crypto.com, they have a whole bunch of them. So I want to kind of go into that. So ultimately, guys, we're earning crypto while we're sleeping, using the money that we've generated from either the projects that we're part of, or the fact that we've made money from those projects, we pulled out our profits, and now we're going to wait until we go into the next phase, right? So let's have a quick look. I want to show you why I like to look at Binance when I'm looking at the crypto market. With Binance, it has, and again, you don't need to be a trader with Binance. My gosh, this thing is so slow. You don't need to be a trader of any sort, right? But we're just going to look at some of these coins here. I want to look at BAT. I had a quick look at this. I'm going to look at it in with what's it called, with the USD. Hopefully I've got a code coming on. BAT slash USDT, right? So again, it's about 2 cents. I'm going to go in here. I just want to look at the chart. Just want to eyeball it. So again, we're not here to talk about trading. I do a trading thing. Well, I was doing a trading thing, and we're looking at perfect opportunities to get in the market. This is just showing you, maybe is this a good time for you to invest in this coin? All right, putting your money into this coin or not. So talk about BAT. I'm going to come back to that because my internet is really slow here. So apologies for that. And then I'll also, in the same breath, I'm going to bring up BTC as well, because this is taking forever. Yeah, really taking forever. It's ridiculous. All right, so we'll definitely come back to that in a second, because that is just it's just ridiculous. Yeah, I can't wait no longer. Right, so we've got that as an option, guys. So I'm going to talk to you about I would say one of the newest companies that we've been working with. Okay, and I want to show you why I like what we're doing with this company, because of the way we can compound and earn money, right? So when we first started this journey with Rabu, one of the primary companies basically turned out to not be doing what they said they were doing. They said they were trading. They weren't trading whatsoever, right? Turns out they were just running a Ponzi scheme. And so it was a bit disappointing, but as a result of that, got me on a mission to kind of find a really good suitable replacement. And I know we've got a really good project coming out. on December the 15th with what Rabu's doing that needs Tron, which I was talking about earlier. But I came across Finalmente, and last week I spoke about how you can get started with this company and also start to earn a return. Now, there's two things which are really key for all of us. The people that have done phenomenally well, not just from their own money, but from other people's money, is those people who have been able to refer other people. That's the, all these programs have a referral program, because they know that if you've got something really good, guess what? You're going to probably want to share it with people. So Finalmente make it possible. They're an advertising company. You can buy advertising with them. That's what they do. That's their bread and butter. And in fact, I realized last week, part of their screen doesn't show me all what I want to show you. So I'm not going to show you on, I'm going to log into another browser, guys. So bear with me one sec. I am going to move to Chrome for this example. So unfortunately, this browser, Brave browser, I can't use I can't use Finalmente on this browser. It doesn't show all of my adverts, so I had to use something else. And something else was Chrome. Now, it allows me to actually show you a way in which you can get paid in crypto with a search engine. Okay, so we use search engines all the time, all day long, right? This one is called Pre-Search. Again, I'll post a link about this in the chat. And I did an example last week. If you saw last week's training, I showed you how to set up an ad running from a banner from Pre-Search. So I'm not going to do that today. You can buy the tokens. All right, so I can go on here, I can go to the marketplace and I can buy their tokens, just like I can buy BAT tokens, which are dirt cheap. But I did want to show you what it's looking like. And if you want to know more about the project, which I strongly recommend you do, you can check it out here. And give you a chance to just show you how you can literally search the internet and get paid, right? So really simple. I'm going to show you, if I just click on my browser here, and I'm just gonna, let me just type in Bitcoin. So I type in Bitcoin and I've made this my default. Okay, so whenever I do a search term, it generates a certain amount of credits or whatever, and then it's going to give me the ability to earn that in their coin. So I've got, you can see here, I use Chrome a lot for testing plugins. Okay, and I test it. I've done it with here, and it tells me that my new search is called DSearch. Yeah, my new default search provider is called DSearch. So I've just done a search on Bitcoin, and it showed me quite nicely where Bitcoin's at right now, over 15,000. Excuse me. And what's it? The weekly, daily growth, and all this kind of stuff. Really great. Now, if I don't like that interface, and I can go from Google and I can go to DuckDuckGo very easily. And I can go straight into CoinMarketCap, where I want to see some of my returns and, the coins I'm looking at. So we can switch, go into Google straight from there, and then I'm inside of my account, right? So it's a really good browser. Again, I'll post that information towards the end, and show you how you can actually benefit from that. So I'm going to log into, I don't know if I've done it on this one, but I'm going to log into Finalmente and show you real quick. I'm going to show you on a spreadsheet, and then move on from there, because there's a lot to go through. And if my browser's working quick enough, we may have success today. If not, I'm going to have to show you another time. But I'm going to log into it's actually Finalmente Global. So let me do that on another, change that to global. And then I'll try it on there. I'm also going to try it on another browser, which I've made earlier. And then I'll just show you how you can get this up and running. Again, it's a great option for us that are involved in these phases to promote, especially for those of you that are involved with Mirror Trade International. So again, I'd like to get a feedback. Who's not in Mirror Trade on the call? you may see why, maybe after this call, why you want to be part of it. Okay, let me see if that's actually my login. And now I do have two-factor. Somebody said to me the other day, after we had an interesting situation with one of the investment programs, that they don't join anything that hasn't got to, oh my gosh, you know, sometimes these can be a right pain. They're actually doing these things for a reason, that we're building a database that they understand human interaction, but it's annoying, and it's the incorrect password. I think I've got the wrong login in there. So, oh my goodness, we could spend all night doing this, and I don't intend to. So, what was I saying about this? Yeah, those of you that are in Mirror Trade International, you're going to like what I see. And so, yeah, after we had experience with one of the investment programs, he was like, man, I'm very wary about programs that don't have two-factor authentication. And I said, you're right, brother, because any program worth its salt would want to really protect your money. And so two-factor authentication is key to protecting your money. And I spoke about that on the other day. Let me just log into this. Tell you, let me log into this, and I want to move on quite quickly. So let me log in here and show you how this one works. In fact, today was the day I've got my money. Show me the money. So Thursdays, this program, again, if you're not in this one, put a 3 in the chat. I'd like to get, I know this is fairly new for a lot of people, but if you're not in, put a 3 in the chat for me. What this does, guys, it gives you the ability to first and foremost do this. Now you see that this pop-up came on the screen. If you're promoting a business of any sort of shape and you want referrals, this is going to stop somebody going forward. Now, there's another company we were looking at before, and they had that similar function. But again, they were part of that same kind of Ponzi setup. So I decided I needed something to replace that, because that was good. Make no mistake, that actually got me visitors to my opt-in page for Auto BTC. So I needed something that did the same thing, but was a legitimate company. Guess what? I found it with this company. So for 5 seconds or so, I can't click anywhere, right? Besides click off and not do anything. In order for me to log in and access my advertising and my returns, I have to wait for somebody's ad. This is called a login ad, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So those of you that want to get referrals, this is one way of doing it. I've been involved in this company less than a month. Got close to 30% ROI on my money, right? I've had a couple of deposits, and I'm about to really start a proper deposit. I say proper because I tested it out with 0.1 of a Bitcoin, and I've just been withdrawing. But now I'm gonna up the game personally, because I've seen enough, right? I've done a lot of research on this company, and I've seen some great videos on strategies and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's really key and important to get your money in and out. But you can see people promoting their stuff here, right? And for you, for us, any of us that are doing this, we don't need to be in the program every day whatsoever. Once a week at the bare minimum, if you want, and maybe once a month if you really extend it out. But I would recommend once a week, because they pay you weekly. All right. So you go in here, you're going to select the plan. I've done a couple of trainings on this. So again, I'm not going to spend a great deal of time on that, right? But check this out. Oh my goodness. I just said to you guys, what about Mirror Trade International? Now somebody's created a nice banner for Mirror Trade International. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to save it, because I'm going to use it myself. So I've already got a banner that I grabbed from this previously. I'll grab it and save it off screen so that I don't forget. And if you want the, you know, this is just one easy way of doing stuff. I'm going to reinvent the wheel. Sorry guys, just going to save this Mirror Trade into my back office, and you guys can do something similar as well, right? So somebody's got a banner. I mean, I must say they must have paid for this banner, because that's Mirror Trade don't do banners. from what I've seen, but I have got another mirror trade banner. So what you can do, if you just want to advertise, you don't want no investment per se. I would say you're missing a trick if you didn't, but it's up to you. If you just want to advertise, you can put your money in what they call the Uno starter, and it's not designed to earn you money, right? You just put your money in, and boom, you can buy advertising, and we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, Uno Classic, you can make 6% a week, starting from about $12. $12, guys. All right. You can register for free and even just refer people. They give you an ability to actually get your link promoted, your Finalmente link promoted on the internet through them without you doing any work. So, you know, that could be quite good as well for you. 6.85% on this one, 7.85 on that one, and so forth and so forth. So they've got literally lots of different options based on how much you're going to start with. And time is really going against me here. So let me just bring up the spreadsheet that I want to share with you. And there's about 4 different spreadsheets, guys. So of course, I'm not going to have time to go through that on its own. But there's quite a few members now that are part of this, and I would say, you know, if you really want to go through strategy and whatever, we may just have a session just on Finalmente on its own. You know, if there's enough interest, enough demand for it, you know, we can do that. All right. So again, I'd like to show different spreadsheets on the presentations I do, because you can only show one. But all of them have this key element for me is how you can get your money out of the program, and, you know, yeah, get your money out of the program. And so your risk, like all of these programs, once your money is off the table, you've got the program's made your money, you made your profits, and now you can play with the earnings, you know, the additional money that they've earned for you, right? So again, I'm just going to bring up a couple here. I think I'm going to bring up this one. This is one I showed on the presentation. I'm going to show real quick here. I know there's quite a few of you guys that aren't in this. And then I'm going to go and just show you what I need to do every week. But I am going to start compounding, guys. So I gave an example on the presentation on Monday. And you could just play around with this, right? You know, do whatever you want with the figures, with the plans. The plans are all laid out in front of you with this spreadsheet. And I'm going to show you how you can get all your capital back through compounding every week. Basically, the profits it makes you just basically use that money. The nice thing about this program, guys, is that they don't lock your funds. I believe that's the same for mirror trade. With mirror trade, I believe if you need to get your seed capital out, you can get your seed capital out without those funds being locked. It's the same thing with these guys. 2 weeks, you can get your money out. If you know your seed capital, you can get all your seed capital out if you want to end it. And whilst you're waiting that 2 weeks, they still pay you every week. I mean, I talk about, yeah, having your cake and eat it. I mean, it's incredible. So this is the plan I'm on, this Biskin Blue one, right? So I'm going to just type this here. Yeah, I can type it up here, right? Biskin Blue. Let me copy that. Oh, you can't. With this particular one, I have to save the. All right, relax. You just type it up here. Biskin Blue. This is gonna give me 7% a week on my money. All right, this plan starts from 0.1 of a Bitcoin. You can see here, right? And 0.1, as we can see, the market's changing a lot. If I go to Prev and have a look at where we are right now, I think that's what's that? 1,500, right? It's just 0.1 of that. 1,500. You need to go that high. You can go whatever level. All right, these other levels, 0.015, okay, gets you started. In fact, 0.001, sorry, gets you started, right? Like I said, about $12, $15. That makes you 6%. So as you have the means to do, again, guys, it's all a risk. Everything's a risk. Just be comfortable if you're going to do this. I like this company because they've been rock solid, been going since I think May last year, and I think they went, you know, live to the public in August of last year, and I'm just reading nothing but good stuff about them. All right, so you can see here, I've got 7% a week being generated. And for 12 weeks, by week 11, I get all my capital out the program. That's if I'm every week, I'm deciding to compound. Week 1, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, I'm just adding that money back, Or every week you can just pull your money out. It's up to you. Just keep pulling your money out. But I like this strategy here, starting with 0.1 of a Bitcoin. Let me just put that figure in here. I've got 2 Bitcoins showing in here. I'm going to put 0.1. All right. And that, in fact, today's figure, you see that price there, 11,000. That was me doing this presentation. I think at the beginning of when I started. Now one Bitcoin is what, 15. Let me just put 15,000 dead. Right. I do want to revisit where we are in the market. Really key right now. So 0.1 makes me, of course, 0.107. Yeah, that 0.1 turns into 0.107, and then every week I just buy, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do right in front of you. And so if I let that run, week 11 I pull my money off the table. Right, week 11 I pull my money off the table, and then for the next weeks, from week 12 onwards, it's nothing but profit. If I let that run for the course of the year, 52 weeks in the year, that's $26,000 in profit from a 1,500 investment, and I let that run for the year. That's insane, guys. Right? You know your money's in the game anymore. Do whatever you want with that. Put that and up, go elsewhere with it. But now that's money working for you. And so if you can ride that storm out for 11 weeks, don't need that money. That's an option. Again, not here to provide financial advice, as it says here. It's a guide to help you determine the best strategy that works for you. Okay, compounded on 7 days. Now they've got this whole thing here, like worked out. If you're in Classic plan, right? Classic, we know is 6%. They have this thing here, 94.3%, which is the repurchase amount. That basically it's saying that's the amount they're holding, and so the profit they give you is the profit you're gonna end up with. 6.6%, 6%. Sorry, in this one, they're holding that, and until you want to end the whole thing with them, send them a request support ticket. 2 weeks later, your money's back in your possession, along with the profit you've made. So again, I do like this one a lot. So again, if you're just working out with BTC amounts, you can knock yourself out right here. You can see what the difference would be with the Classic plan with compounding. By week 12, get your money out. Without compounding, 36 weeks later, massive difference. Hence why I like this, right? Because that compound element where you get your money every week, put it to work. So let me flick back into my account. You saw here that on the dashboard, I have the ability now to withdraw my profits out of Finalmente, right? We've got big withdrawal funds. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start another, basically, actually, am I going to withdraw it? I'm going to leave it for now because I'm actually going to be putting more money into the program. So I'm going to be changing my strategy as of November. But I've done 2 withdrawals, and I did a challenge last week just when they changed the frequency of withdrawals, because my first withdrawal took about 45 minutes. My second one took about, 6 hours. They changed the frequency because of making Bitcoin on the rise. They don't want to be doing small transactions every minute. It's not worth it. You've seen the fees that some of these wallets are charging just for small transactions, and they're doing thousands of transactions. It doesn't make sense. So just like Cash FX, they're going to do it when it makes sense to do it, where they can do it as a bulk and get that money out to you, still within a very timely fashion. So I'm happy with that. But I'm very happy with this. Now let's talk about the advertising, okay? And again, if you look at the testimonials, I looked at this. I went on they do a corporate with the CEO once a month. They also do a regular training. I think the next one is on Monday, which you can go into. But all the testimonials I'm reading, like, our first investment 7 days ago, excited, blah, blah, blah. I would like to thank this team. It's been so much positives. And then I did my first withdrawal, and I was like, man, I'm writing up my testimonial. I'm definitely very grateful how quick, very transparent this company is. Very good project. And there's tons of great projects out there. You can't do every single one of them, but you know, do the ones that make sense. And this for me makes sense because I want to advertise my link, right? So let's just look at that advertising section. So it's different from your investments, right? Your investment money will pay you a 6%, 7%, 7.85%, and all day long. This now is from I think the minimum is about $20, right? And then you can do your advertising. So last week I spent a bit of time just walking through how to create a banner, you know, use a banner, promote it, and all this kind of stuff. So this is why I don't have this web page on Brave, because it doesn't show anything. And apologies, guys, my internet really sucks. I'm actually uploading a YouTube video that I did yesterday, and it's still uploading. Can you believe that? I may have to stop that. I think that's still uploading. I think that's why we're in this nonsense right now. So I'm going to flick between screens. Once I think, you know, trying to figure out its life, I'm going to flick back to Brave, get rid of that. And I'm going to show you. So bear with me, guys. I know I'm bouncing back and forth, but, you know, going to work with what I've got here. So BAT, please, for the love of God, that tell me that this is going to load. Right. So last week, guys, I showed you this chart. And for those that were on last week, you saw I wasn't interested in buying BAT at this moment in time. Anybody can see why. It's like it hit a peak at in August. It hit a massive peak when it was about 4.4, yeah, about 0.4 of a cent. Yeah, 4 cents, sorry. Yeah, about 4 cents or so. Now, yeah, exactly, Tony. Massive sell-off, right? Massive drop, and boom, it's like it's not going in the right direction at this moment in time. So the reason why I'm eyeballing this is because these three lines, they're called moving averages. And I want to see, basically, in basic terms, I want to see the purple over the red and ideally over the green. But don't necessarily have to wait until it's over the green for me to pull the trigger on this, because it's dirt cheap right now. But I want it to at least be over the red. You saw from last week's training that I went through, it didn't cross. Like this was about last week, 24th. It didn't cross. It still hasn't crossed. It's gone even further down. So why not get a bargain when you can? Now, let's come out of this. This is why I'm very excited about where we are in the market in Bitcoin. So if I type in BTC, and we're going to do the same thing, right? We're going to look at Bitcoin. Let me scroll up. Whoops. Yeah, that's right, Bitcoin. I want to do the same thing, right? I want to look at the chart. In fact, let me just close that out. Go back into here. And I'm going to look at BTC. Hopefully it may pick up speed this time. Who knows? It's got a bit of momentum behind it. Just want to do the same thing with Bitcoin. And you can do this with any coin that you're looking at. There's some great projects on CoinMarketCap. You know, for those of you that are more experienced with crypto and stuff, you probably know your parameters of what you're looking at. But I'm going to give this a minute or so for it to sort its life out. Then hopefully this one should be working. But you see, there's a what's it called? There's a method to my madness. So your advertising is all done here. So let me just walk you through this real quick, which is why I really like this. You can start from 0.001, guys. We're not talking about breaking the bank here. You just for your advertising. Let me just put that in here. How much is that? $1. You guys seeing this? $1, guys. Well, let's say $2, right? $2. You could actually start advertising. I would recommend putting in about $20 because you're going to be paying that at least in fees. All right, but you can actually for $1, $1.50, say $2, sounds a bit more sensible. You can actually start advertising, right? So you can choose these packs. Okay, the higher the pack, the better value. You can have banner only. right? You can have login ads only. I'll show you the power of login ads. They've got thousands and thousands of members. Every time those members log in, guess what? They're seeing your ad in front of the, yeah, you're wrong, Tony. You're short of a few zeros. They're seeing your ad, right? So they've got external rotator. That means not these ads that are on the banner that, is like, okay, I've seen these 100 times, so what? The ads that are external, excuse me, sorry guys, I'm talking way too much. I haven't even eaten, so hopefully I don't fall over. So your ad will be displayed externally. These guys are professionals in what they do, which is what I like. And it's very different to what how we're making money in the other phases. We're making money from trading crypto. We're making money from trading the Forex market. This is like completely out of that remit. They don't need a license with the FCA and all that kind of stuff. This is advertising, pure and simple, right? And we all need advertising, as we know. So they've got external rotators here. Look at this, guys. For those of you who are at MTI, they've got an MTI promo external rotator. If you're not in MTI, you might want to put $100 in, get your link advertised with these guys. Ironically, not ironically, these guys are both from South, these companies are both South African. So, you may be like, okay, well, they may have been advertising loads of other people's site already. Who knows, right? Who knows? You're going to test this out. It's obviously there for a reason. They're testing another company called Impulse X. I don't know who they are, but again, Impulse X is another program that, you can buy credits with, and they will promote your link externally. Now, what I did, and I've been testing it, and I've got to come back to this, but before I left out, I did this kind of when I first started. Each and every one of us that's in this call should be in Auto BTC. Is there anybody that's not? We're not going to name and shame you, but I just want to know if you're not in Auto BTC. Just put a 4 in the chat. Excuse me. Okay, so we're all in Auto BTC, right? So again, the nice thing with Auto BTC, as you remember, okay, we've got somebody who's not. This is what you may want to do, right? For $70, register whoever's invited you on, register with Auto BTC, get their banner. Now, when I first did this, I got some referrals. Okay, same thing, John. Register. You can get their banner. Not only is it a really good stuff they're giving you in Auto BTC, but there's strategies. There's teams working on strategies on how to nail the prize money that they're given. I'll talk about Auto BTC towards the end. This is going to go for 90 minutes, guys. Apologies. So you got 2 banners. Excuse me, 2 different banner sizes in Auto BTC. They give you, that's the only program that gives you banners from the get-go, right? So I was testing this out. I was noticing I was getting more clicks. Okay, there's quite a few of you that's not in Auto BTC. You want to get into it, guys. Whether you think you've got referrals right now that are going to join you, just get into it. Seriously, if you've got the means to do it, position yourself. I've seen so many people do it, and they're loving it. They're loving it. As a result, just gonna get started though, and the education is good for sure. But this is what happened, right? I started with 1,000 clicks, and I looked at this and I thought, okay, that gave gave me 1,000 views. I saw some clicks coming through. This gave me more, and I put a bit more money in, and I was like, okay, the clicks are coming through. Now, what did that translate to? I saw some emails saying, oh, you just got a new referral in Auto BTC. Guys, I'm like, what? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm loving that, right? I've had 10 clicks so far, and would I get more? I don't know. Who knows, right? Who knows if I'm going to get more? I've had more clicks on this banner is what we call a 4x6 size banner. So you've got the square one, 125 by 125, and you've got this one which is 468 by 90. So again, had 16,000 views, 17 clicks. People went through and clicked through, and this is my conversion rate. And so we know Auto BTC has been around a number of years, right? 4 years, but I'm still getting, I've got to check my account to see if I've got any opt-ins. When people clicked on it, if they've opted into my website, okay? And it's really important, guys. I talked about tracking and I talked about opt-in pages about a couple of weeks ago. So I'm not going to talk about that here, but you can see here why I was willing to put more in, right? This is my banner, this is my ad, and you can test it and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. So I'm happy with that. All right. So I did click on this, but it is so slow. I'm going to stop it. So I've got other banners working for me, right? You see that pre-search one? You want to be an affiliate, again, I'll share my link with you. Worth doing, guys. So far, 6 people have clicked on that one. Nobody's clicked on this one, right? I've got a different one. So sometimes you've got to test them, right? See which one gets the most traction. And so all of these programs have a way for you to advertise. If you've got banners, great. I had a login ad, which I tested, and I need to redo it. I had 5 clicks that came through. So don't forget, when they logged in, they couldn't do anything besides click on my ad. If after 5 seconds or so, it showed them the link. And if they like what they saw, they visited it. So login ads are very powerful. You don't need to spend a lot of money on it. I still got 105 unassigned credits. I am going to be promoting it to some of the other phases that we're part of, right? And any new program that you might be part of outside of the investment group, guess what? Promote it, utilize the system, promote it. You may get some really good referrals through as a result of that. All right. And then some text ads, you got your text ads here. You can, again, just grab some verbiage about that. I've had a couple of clicks on my Auto BTC. Nothing, I didn't write nothing fantastic. You don't need to be Shakespeare. 500 views, I've had 2 clicks. Boom, to my site. Just very easy. Earn Bitcoin every hour. Excuse me. And I had another one here. This is just, again, I just be focused on Auto BTC because I want to test it. And one time out of pocket can yield you thousands. Maybe somebody who's a better copywriter may come up with a better tagline or whatever, right? For whatever else you're promoting. So these are the reasons and some why I do like what we're doing inside of Auto BTC, inside of Finalmente. Okay, so like I said, guys, you got here, you could go here, go through the spreadsheets, work out whatever makes sense for you, get started very inexpensively. And ironically, this is one of these. This was actually a program I was promoting at some point, but they didn't get their act together. But you know what? I've got an affiliate link, and I may just want to promote them at some point. So, you know what? If I've got a good banner, why not? I'm going to go back to that one. And so you just don't know, right? The people that are advertising or on this, they're into the same things that you are. They're into making money from crypto and growing their money. So if you may end up getting some amazing referrals for all the phases we are in. But if you're going to do it, guys, you have to have a decent landing page. And again, I don't have the time to go through that tonight, but in the previous calls and that, I spoke about that. Getting a promo page is, I should say, an opt-in page. This is a landing page with what we have with Rabu. Okay, this has everything on there. They want to know if I do a promotion on that website and I get their details. Guess what? I'm going to send them to this page to learn more, and then they're going to see everything, right? If I've got their name and email, which is all I'm after. I don't even care about the outcome. I just want to know I've got their name and email and a phone number. I'm going to pick up the call and have a dialogue with them and see if there's anything I can do to help them get started. All right. But if you can't get their name and email, then it's a waste. Use that money, make that come back and pay you tenfold when they join any of those investments with you. They might have started looking at Auto BTC and end up joining you in Cash FX or Mirror Trade. All right. So definitely worth doing. Excuse me. All right. I've spoken about that to death. Let me go back to my Bitcoin chart, right? So again, can you see the difference here, guys? Let me just big this up a bit. You can see the difference here, why for those of us that were eyeballing Bitcoin and waiting for a particular time when it would have been good to invest in. Now, or get really kind of excited for this bull run where the market broke a certain level. It was Mirandering, right? It was struggling to break above this $12,000 level. It broke out from 10,000. What was it? 9,000 in July. All right, that's actually around my birthday. I remember this. It broke out. I'm still accepting presents, guys. It broke out of this range, and boom, 9,000. It went from 9,000 to 12,000, and it struggled to get beyond it. And that's always been one of the points in the market where we knew it was going to retrace. For those of you who don't know, Bitcoin retraces, like a lot of these cryptos, a lot. But when it broke back up to 12,000, this was the point we wanted to see. Was it going to break above the 12,000? Look at the moving averages, guys. Let me just home in a bit here. Lovely spacing, big move above the 12,000 range. This candle here, I'm just going to, for 30 seconds, please just let me divulge something here. When it comes to looking at a really prominent move in the market, we like to see a move like this in one day where it's what we call a bullish candle. It breaks the level of resistance. If I was to show you my other chart, I would show you where there's a level of resistance where price needs to break and go above it. It did it on this day, which was the 21st. It broke that 12,000 range, and as a result of that, Bitcoin moved in the right direction. So like I said, Bitcoin can easily retrace back down to 12,000 at some point. Now, the goal is to always be on the right side of it. We could see it moving massively up over 15,000. Look at this candle. I mean, huge bullish candle. You can see the volume below it. And I'm going to stop talking there because I'm going to get carried away. I can feel it. I can actually feel myself getting carried away. But you can see right now why it's now a good time to position yourself in crypto. So whether you're putting money into these wallets, in these exchanges, just to buy crypto, make sure you've got enough left over that sits in your wallet as well, right? So let me just quickly flick back to my PowerPoint. So we're talking about here, guys, where I showed you how you can earn money from the money that you've got inside of Binance, right? Now let's just look at, for those of you who are in mirror trade, just want to walk you through just real quick. In this company just makes it probably one of the most simplest companies to get it started with. I know there's quite a few people on here that aren't in mirror trade. So you just basically scan their wallet. You can actually get started. Whoever's your personal referrer, you can get started for 7 days, 100% free, right? Without doing anything. Yeah, let's give you 7 days to lock in your position and basically deposit at least $100 worth of crypto. Once you do that, they will start trading for you. And this bad boy compounds for you, all right? So if you then decide to share it with a couple of people, one on your left, one on your right, they need to have at least a minimum of $100. You actually start earning. And then if you want to be leadership qualified, they just need to have $200 each. And guess what? You're leadership qualified. Some companies, you need to do a hell of a lot more than that, right? To be put in that position. And then bonuses that they give you alongside it. But guys, if you're totally passive, they're just going to trade your money and any profits gets added to your pot the next day, just traded and for you. Now they've had a knock on the door from the FCSA in South Africa because they want to disrupt their business, right? They've been running a very legit business, credible business, not offering crazy amounts of money that's unsustainable. Everything they do, guys, is transparent. You can see it. But the FCSA decided to raid them, and before all of that happened, they've always separated their profits that they've made for you and I, so you can log in, withdraw your money, whatever. and stuff like that. And so they do daily Zooms, guys, right here. In fact, one of the guys in the group, in the investment group, I've been reaching out to him to do training just on mirror trade for us, because I know most of us, I mean, I feel I'm definitely underutilizing the power of mirror trade, but they do daily corporate Zooms 3 days a week, three times a day. Like, you know, there's ample opportunities. So these times, I think they're like UK times, they're South African time, maybe an hour off now with the time changing. You know, it kind of freaks me out, goes back and forward and stuff like that. But this is what you can do with mirror trade. I went into finalmente, and actually I'm gonna stop this this part here. Do I need to go any further? I'm not gonna go any further because we're pretty late in. I do want to change and go back. You know, I was saying earlier, I'm gonna go into mirror trade international, not mirror trade. I'm gonna go into crypto.com. See, when you have too many things running. And I want to just show you, I want to share my screen from my account here. So let me see if I can join that meeting that I'm on from my phone. Should be able to schedule. So guys, I'm actually going to do it from my phone. Just bear with me. Any questions, guys, on anything I've shared up to this point, do put it in the chat, because I won't have a great amount of Q&A thereafter. It's quite late as already, so I'm just going to log in to my phone on crypto.com. Let me just come out of there. This was my last week's Finalmente withdrawal challenge. I'm going to delete that slide where I was showing you how you can actually pull your money in and out. Yes, MTI is still secure. They are, you're actually working on other elements, but they're Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out. The thing I really like about these guys, right, is the fact that whatever you've got in your account with mirror trade, right, they are, let me just go back here. I don't think it will show me on this, but they're, whatever the amount of Bitcoin it is, and wow, my phone's not connecting, it's so slow. Whatever the amount of Bitcoin it is, they will have that available in your account for you, and withdrawals take, you know, very short time frame. So the fact that they are trading crypto, first and foremost, the FSCA have no okay, I think I'm connecting. Yeah, I'm connecting. Perfect. They basically trying to flex their muscles. Make no mistake, guys, we are doing something that over 90% of the population, 95% of the population aren't involved in yet, right? They aren't involved in crypto whatsoever, and you cannot share. Okay, cool. All right, saying I can't share. I'm going to share my phone in a sec. So, you know, the powers that be that try to keep us under the bondage and whatever else, they don't like the fact that we're going to choose. It's like we can't choose, right? We're not meant to have a voice how we want to use and create our money. So make no mistake, guys, you know, they're going to go after good companies. But ultimately, make your profits, pull your profits out, and then you mitigate your risk. But I'm more than happy with mirror trade. And if one of the guys that I know very well involved in the company tells me otherwise, then I'll be telling everybody else, guys, get your money out and just focus elsewhere. But mirror trade, again, is not a company that lock your money, which is why I like them a lot. All right, so we've just got to know the kind of people we're dealing with. So let me just go here. I had it earlier. Oh, man, alive. I had it earlier, literally. Okay, I'm going to share my mirror, my Zoom on my phone now. Let me just stop this share. And I only want to show you for this reason. I've been messing with this for ages. Since I learned about this, I didn't do anything about it, and I should have done. But there you go. Now's the time, especially now. I've been put in a tough situation with WireX. All right, so I've now got my phone. Hopefully you see my phone up, and I'm going to go into this one. Is it sharing it? Yeah. Okay. I'm looking at my screen, but my screen's not updating. It's like still showing on. It's really showing slow. Okay, it's slow. Right, I just want to show you this. You can get their card based on. Let me just go. I don't. That's the actual card I opted for. Go back. Gosh, my internet's so bad. So you can choose, right, which kind of card you want to get access to. I don't know if there's somebody wants to say what they've got. Let me know. Just use the chat or unmic yourself. They've literally, as of the second, you've got to have more coins, what they call staked, in order for you to be able to let me just view details on it. In order for you to be able to use this card and what's it called? Stake your coins, these CRR coins, right? So yeah, remember Bevis, you mentioned about what's it called? CryptoPayMe.me. And I was looking at that. But I like what these guys do. So you can get all of these benefits. Yeah, you can stake. All right, they give you access 2% cash back. All right, they do a Spotify reimbursement if you use Spotify. Great. But for me, like what I liked about this, it went from 1,000 coins, 1,000 CRR coins that you needed to stake to 2,500 coins to stake, and that money's still sitting in your account, guys. It's not like the money's being farmed out. It's sitting inside of your crypto.com account. Okay, so you're earning money on that. All right, so let me go back to, I want to choose, I don't know if it's going to let me choose another one now because I've actually just did this today. I wanted to choose a different card. It's not letting me do it. Nah, so that wasn't a good experiment there. But anyway, you can get $25 through referral, right? You want to share it with somebody. They've got this reward stuff, right? Where you can track your, oh my God, you've been waiting that long. Wow. My gosh, I didn't realize it was that long. I know the customer support in the past hasn't been great, but I think a lot has been changed up as of the 2nd of November, sorry, where they've changed the amount of points or coins that you need to stake basically for at least 6 months. And you get your, you'll get your card, and plus you're going to get whatever percentage that they're going to give you through being a good person holding that money. You can create repurchasing, rebuys, so that it's just done in the background for you. They've got the rewards plan. I don't really use this much at all, as you can see. The rewards plan, it's really slow. Yeah, because the rewards plan, in fact, I think there's sometimes a bit of a problem with the rewards plan because I've sent my link out and you just make sure the person you're sending it to definitely signs up. Ideally be with them on, make sure he's in front of you or whatever, send them the link, because I've noticed when they're joining, they don't always end up with your referral link. It like the link goes and they just end up just registering. So keep an eye on that. If you're going to send up, because I've registered people and I'm not seeing it, but I'm thinking maybe because it's now $25, I've not referred anybody on that plan. So again, guys, whoever's invited you, good work there. Whoever's invited you onto this webinar, go to them. They will have a link for crypto 300, crypto.com. Let me get that word out my mouth. Crypto.com, and then you'll be able to register using their referral link. All right, so they will have a link for you. So I'm going to stop sharing on that. I'm going to go back into my screen just to wrap this all up, guys, because I know time, it's been a long one. So there's one thing that I'm going to talk about. Let me just share it on my screen here. If I go back to the presentation here. So you can again see, in fact, in the little time that I've been online, the value of Bitcoin, I mean, it's maybe 15.5. Don't forget, guys, there will be some form of retracement taking place, but this thing is just really spiking up pretty solid there. So those of you that are been inquiring, wow, look at that. Let me refresh that about the mortgage notes. Guess what? I got my book. Bam, get to read it. But the webinar is tonight. Those of you who've got an interest in it, they are, I think they're going to be, this may be the last one before they start their class again. Their class is based on you working alongside them for 12 months on the Facebook group. It's a pretty penny, about $5,000 is the buy-in. But of course, we don't look at necessarily the cost, we look at the value, what you're going to be getting back as a result of that money. Okay, that's, you know, with any investment, you want to know how quickly you're going to get your investment back, and ultimately, what's the, you know, what's the additional that's cost, you know, what the fees that are involved and anything else to make this work. Now, little secret, I said to her that I've got a group of over 200 people, and a lot of those people are interested. And she said to me, like I was talking to her on email, she was saying to me, because somebody else actually asked the same question, do you do a payment plan? And so guys, if there's enough interest, people that want to do this and spread it out, you know, there may be an option for you to do it over, spread out over, maybe, I don't know, I said about 3 months, so like $1,500 or so a month, a week, yeah, $1,500 a month, thereabouts. So, you know, if you're making that from the other segments, CFX, mirror trade, auto BTC, you know, and if that's an option that's of interest to you, let me know. If I've got enough interest, I can go back to them and say, oh, we've got quite a few of us investors that are interested in getting signed up and getting going. So who knows what that may look like. All right, guys, it's now 10:30. That means I've been on for 90 minutes straight. And I did want to do one last thing. Yeah, I did want to do one last thing, which was auto BTC. I don't even want to go into much detail, but for those of you that I saw that aren't part of auto BTC, the reason why we like it, besides the fact that it's got a great comp plan, is they give you tons of stuff about learning, understanding Bitcoin, you know, getting a wallet, receiving. This is just the beginning, right? They've got tons of books that they give out and everything else. The other thing that I like is that they did a stimulus package thing, right? So we had this contest, which is now finished. There'll probably be another one starting maybe later this month, where they were giving up to 0.2 of a Bitcoin, right? So we know Bitcoin is on the major rise, and we know pretty much, you know, Rabu pretty much dominating that #1 spot, right? But hey, I'm not giving up on it, man. And I don't know if Neville's on here, but Neville actually qualified at one point. He was on the leaderboard, I think, in the last week. He didn't make the top 8, but he was up there. So big props to him. 0.2 of a Bitcoin is $3,000, right? $3,000 that they're given in addition to you cycling out of auto BTC. I ain't got time to go through that on how that works. There's plenty, there's really good presentations on that. That's in the Telegram group and so forth. And the last spot, which is 0.1 of a Bitcoin, 0.01 for Bitcoin, which again, you know, just worth the admission, guys. Just worth the admission or getting involved and working out how you can get yourself on the leaderboard. There's strategies, there's people working together on how to get that job done. And so it's there for the taking, guys. I think it's a really good opportunity for everybody on here to boost the amount of Bitcoin they're bringing back into their household, and going from there and putting that money into other programs. I mean, you know, it's really good. So that I'm going to leave that pretty much there. I want to quickly log in and just have a quick look. Again, I would recommend, guys, if you're going to do this stuff where it's got 2-factor authentication, put it on there, because, you know, it only becomes important when it's not, when something's happened, violated your account, and you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I put on that authentication stuff? So do it before something major happens. I do want to just quickly log in and see if they've started anything new on that front. Just bear with me 1 sec on that front. Oh yeah, you've got to bear my rubbish internet. Sorry guys. That is that. This is the Facebook group. I'm going to post a link for the Facebook group actually. Let me just post that out. It's actually part of their landing page. Actually, just go to the landing page. It's in the chat. Go there. You can scroll up to the Facebook group. If you want to learn about the Facebook group, learn about the Facebook group right there. Request to join it because my internet just sucks. So I'm just going to close that down. Oh, actually, there was an example of somebody who had a car. I showed that last week, who basically was able to pay for a car from the profits he's made from the program. I thought it was pretty darn good. Oh my goodness, look at that, really slow. All right, guys, thanks for your time tonight. It's been a long one. Okay, brutal. These oh, I'm in. Let me just quickly look before I call it a wrap. Again, any of these areas that you may not be invested in right now, whether it's auto BTC, mirror trade, anything like that, you know, get back to whoever's invited you on. They can show you more on that level and how you can benefit from that. If you saw us on the presentation on Monday, I kind of updated the presentation a wee bit, kind of bring it into alignment, because unfortunately their PowerPoint is outdated, so it doesn't actually show you anything. So these were the winners for the month of August. But definitely, guys, definitely worth getting involved with and tapping this one up for sure. All right, so I'm done. My time is over, and let me just want one last brief look at BTC. So again, I think I started and it was around 15,100 or so, and now it's jumped up a few hundred. Thanks very much, guys. We will have this posted in the normal channels. Let me stop the recording. And